Whew. It is 10 a.m. and I am usually not doing streams this early. Pardon me, we'll take a second here to be fully prepared. All right, welcome everyone. I am here. Okay, I just gotta see what the delay time is on here. Wow, that is a bit of a delay. Can I speed that up? Okay. "12-second delay. Jeez, guys, what's going on today? What is wrong with YouTube today? Usually it's about 6-8 seconds. It's like 12 plus right now. All right, so hello everyone. I am sure 80% of you that are going to be here right now already know what we're talking about. If you don't, there are links in the description. The first one from Hollywood Reporter is the primary one we're going to talk about. We'll get to the second one when I have a minute. So I was sitting around this morning, not doing anything really special. I was just like browsing some clips. I was trying to, funny enough, I was actually just trying to like find stuff to answer a tweet someone had put out about what are 4 moments you really remember from TV. And it got me thinking, and I started looking through clips and all that. And then I came back to Twitter for a minute. And the second thing in my timeline was a Hollywood Reporter article talking about the drop of the new DC content. They dropped it today. They said they were going to drop it in January. Technically, they did for most of the world. Maybe Australia, maybe they dropped it in February, but everyone else it was in January barely. Yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a detailed breakdown of it, but obviously, as we all know, I am not deep into the lore of every single project. So if you guys ask me questions on that stuff, don't expect a very detailed response. But if you just ask me, what do I think of this? What do I think of that? Do I think this? I can probably give some ideas. But yeah, we will get into that in a moment. But let me catch up to the hellos here. Hello, Kata. Hello, Abby. Hello, Eddie. Hello, Laura. Hello, Barrio. Hello, everyone else that is in here at the moment. All right. Hello, CG. Eric is also. Hello, CG. Eric and also Chainsaw Andy are live on their channel too, watching 3 channels right now. Oh no! I saw. Okay, I saw on my feed the Real Rejects were live, and I knew why they were live. Like I was sure it was about this, but I didn't see anybody else. They must have literally just like jumped on in like the last 6-8 minutes while I was preparing my stuff. Oh my god, yeah, everybody's on. Everybody's on. I am watering down the talent pool here right now, guys. Okay, so where should we start here, guys? For those maybe not yet up to date on what we're talking about here, James Gunn and Peter Safran today finally dropped their list of how many projects was it? I think there was like 10, maybe 12 projects. Let me do a real quick count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 projects they dropped today that are in the first slate of projects. We will, you know what? I'm going to bring the article up on screen now. We're just going to jump into this. We're going to tear the Band-Aid right off and we're going to get into it. All right. If you have a question you really want answered quickly, obviously Super Chat is the fastest way to do that. If not, I will get to it when I get to it in the stream, which might be a minute from now, might be 45 minutes from now, depending how slow things go. But let's get this article up first. All right, so this is from Hollywood Reporter. They were where I heard it from first. Then we'll get to another article after that just about Superman and Lois, which I have not read yet. It was linked to me while I was getting this ready, and I said, you know what, I'll just read it on stream when I get to it. But we'll start with the big stuff first. So, DC slate unveiled. Unveiled? Unveiled? Me English so goods. DC slate unveiled. New Batman, Supergirl movies, a Green Lantern TV show, and more from James Gunn and Peter Safran. That is the title. Right away, you're like, Batman? A new Batman? A new We haven't even got to know the current Batman. A Supergirl movie. Now, is this going to be a Sasha Calle Supergirl movie, or are they recasting her too? A Green Lantern TV show. There's an interesting twist to this one we will get to when we get to that part. And more from James Gunn and Peter Safran. There's a lot in here, including the fact that they talk about Henry Cavill and the potential future of Ezra Miller and The Flash. They do talk about that in here. There's a lot going on here. It's going to take a minute to get through all of this, so buckle in. All right, a new Batman movie without Robert Pattinson, but featuring Bruce Wayne's murderous son, a Superman movie on the release schedule. Mark your calendars for July 11th, 2025, a Game of Thrones style drama set on Wonder Woman's home island of the Mascara, Amazonian palace intrigue. I didn't even see that one. How did that slip through the cracks? It must have a weird title that I didn't notice. And an animated series already in production, Creature Commandos. Wait, what? So this is the opening slate of projects that DC Studios or Universe or whatever they're calling themselves today now has dropped today. Says the pair have been busy for 3 months since taking over and combining the film and television slates into properties. That's another thing I noticed. So I did the audio listen to this because I was trying to do 3 things at once. And I heard them say that they were looking for actors that could potentially play the TV and movie versions, kind of like how John Cena and Viola Davis are currently. So that's interesting. But we're going to skip through all the other stuff. We're going to get to the actual projects. First one here. That is, if you want to read along or if you want to read parts I'm not reading out, the link is in my description. This is the Hollywood Reporter. Hi, English so goods. Hollywood Reporter article. It's early, guys. It's 10:15 a.m. Come on, man. All right. First up, Creature Commandos. I know nothing about this, but maybe one or two of you guys know. An animated 7-episode series written by Gunn that is already in production. Originally, the team of classic monsters assembled to fight an edited word that you won't say on screen. This is a modern take on the concept. The voice actors have yet to be cast, but the executives are looking to find people who can voice the animated characters and also portray the live action versions when the anti-heroes to show up in movies and shows. That's poorly worded. That's worded almost as poorly as I've been talking. So yeah, this is the first thing to have an animated series, but they're looking for people that can do the animated version and a live version. So that will be important in the casting decisions when people are trying to do their dream cast. You've got to think of someone that has the voice for it, but can also actually act on screen. All right. Next one, Waller, a spinoff of Gunn's own HBO Max hit series Peacemaker. Viola Davis will return as the ruthless and morally ambiguous head of the government task force. It is being written by Christian Henry and Jeremy Carver. I'm familiar with Jeremy Carver. I don't know Christian Henry's work, although I do know The Watchmen. The creator of Doom Patrol TV series. Yeah, he's created a few things. So this is one we'd heard rumors they were going to do something like this for a while. and we now know it to be true. So yeah, the Waller series. I don't know how many people are really looking forward to that. She's a good character, but I don't know if she can carry a series on her own. Um, Go away ad. Um, the movie feature Superman Legacy. Here's where things start to get interesting. Superman Legacy. The movie featuring the Man of Steel that Gunn is writing and may direct, although no commitments on that have been on that end have been made. Well, the two previous titles are meant to be aperitifs. You guys are just throwing words at me. You know, this early in the day, I'm just not going to be able to say. Go away, ad. I need to create a larger font so I can read it better and maybe trim down the ad being so annoying. All right. Superman is the true kickoff for the duo's DC plans. This is apparently their kickoff. It's not an origin story, Safran said, which is important because a lot of people thought that was going to be the case when they said they're looking for a younger Superman. Will you quit with the clickety clackety thing? We don't want your ad. If your ad was just a still picture, I'd fucking leave it there. But it's a no. Where was I, guys? DCU plans. Yeah. It's not an origin story, Safran said. It focuses on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with human upbringing. He is the embodiment of truth and the American way. He is kindness in a world that thinks kindness as old-fashioned. Fuck off with this ad. God damn it. If he made a still ad, I'd leave you there. But no, you can't do that. He is kindness in a world that thinks that kindness is old-fashioned. Release date is July 2025. All right. Here's where things start to get interesting. This is one that I was like, oh, okay. Lanterns. Notice the name is called Lanterns. All right. Greg Berlanti's long in the works Green Lanterns TV series has been scrapped, and the duo have parted ways with the longtime DC series steward. In its place will be a new take on the space cops with power rings. Our vision for this is very much in the vein of True Detective, Safran described. It's terrestrial based. It will feature prominent Lantern heroes Hal Jordan and John Stewart, and is one of the most important shows they have in development. This plays a really big role in leading into the main story we are trying to tell across film and television. Greg Berlanti, no connection to this. All of the stuff that Greg Berlanti built up to this point that you may have heard that you were like, this is what we're going to get for the Green Lantern show, scrapped. Don't consider that part of it anymore. This is an interesting one. Who will be in charge? I don't know. But yeah, we apparently have a Green Lantern series coming, but it's going to be different than the Green Lantern series that's been in development for 375 years. All right. Let's jump to this next one. The Authority. I can honestly say I don't know about this one either, but maybe one of you guys do. A movie based on a team of superheroes with rather extreme methods of protecting a planet that first origin. I promise I know this language. I promise. Methods of protecting the planet that first originated in the late 1990s under an influential imprint known as Wildstorm, run by artist and now head of DC Publishing Jim Lee. Okay. One of the things of the DCU is that it's not just a story of heroes and villains, said Gunn. Not every film and TV show is going to be about good guy versus bad guy. I think that's kind of the case in 80% of comic book superhero content these days as it is, but okay. I forgot where my spot was. Where's my cursor? There it is. Giant things from the sky comes and good guy wins. There are white hats, black hats, and gray hats, added Safran. They are kind of like Jack Nicholson and A Few Good Men. They know that you want them on the wall. They know that you want them on the wall, or at least they believe that. They know you want them on the wall, or at least I don't get that line. Okay, Peter Safran is not a very good interview. Next up, Paradise Lost. The duo described this HBO Max series. HBO Max, I didn't even know was still going to be a thing. I thought they were scrapping it. Do they know this? Are they aware? Series as a Game of Thrones style drama set on the all-female. That's why I didn't notice it, because it doesn't have a Wonder Woman title to it. It sounds like a soap opera. That's why it slipped by me, because they have a shitty title for it. Guys, I know James Gunn. I know big fan you are of mine. I love you. Yeah, I know you love me too. You have to change the fucking title of this. No one knows what this is. Female island that is Wonder Woman's birthplace. The mascara filled with political intrigue and scheming between the powers. It takes place before the events of the Wonder Woman films. Okay. You don't need Wonder Woman's name in the title, but you should somehow get the mascara in there, or almost anything that can connect to Wonder Woman in some way, because Paradise Lost sounds like a show I would have seen on 10 o'clock p.m. TV on one of those cable channels in the 1990s, where they're living on a tropical island solving crimes together that have a tropical beach resort, and someone's wearing one of those Hawaii shirts. Come on, man. This title sucks. All right, next up. Another one that they didn't title it that way, but somehow I happened to notice, I think because they had Batman in the title of everything, so I kind of zoomed in and noticed it, but same way. The Brave and the Bold. This is an introduction of the DCU Batman. This is an introduction of the DCU Batman. That is the biggest statement of that, said Gunn. Of Bruce Wayne, and also introduces our favorite Robin, Damian Wayne, who is a little son of a bitch. Okay. Sure. Okay. James just wants people to get demonetized. The movie will take inspiration from the now classic Batman run written by Grant Morrison that introduces Batman to a son he never knew existed, a murderous tween raised by assassins. It's a very strange father and son story. This is an interesting one. I will be curious to see how the Batman fans take this. As we know, Batman fans are a little fanatical about how they want their Batman series to be. We'll see. And I missed this line at the bottom. And importantly, it will feature a Batman not played by Robert Pattinson. Huge detail. But right after that, the Batman sequel. Pattinson will continue to portray the Dark Knight in at least one more crime saga movie directed by Matt Reeves. The executives revealed, will be released October 3rd, 2025. You still have almost 3 years to wait for that movie. Almost. And is being titled The Batman Part 2. You have almost 3 years to wait for that. That's insane. 2025 is going to be a very big year for DC, Crown, Safran, Superman, and Batman within the same year. Here we go. Here's an interesting one. Booster Gold. I don't know if anyone had Booster Gold on their bingo card for the first set of projects, but here we are. An HBO Max series, again, HBO Max. They keep bringing up HBO Max, which we have been told is going to be gone in a year. Series based on a unique and lower tier hero created in 1986. Safran said of the series, it's about a loser from the future who uses basic future technology to come back to today and pretend to be a superhero. Gunn described it as imposter syndrome as a superhero. Okay. Now here's another one that kind of caught my eye. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. At least you have Supergirl in the title, because if it was just Woman of Tomorrow, no one would know what you're talking about. But you put Supergirl in the title, people at least understand what you're talking about. Taking its cues from the recent Tom King written miniseries, this movie project promises to have a different take than what most think of when the idea of Superman's cousin comes to mind. This is a bit interesting when we get further into this comment. We will see the difference between Superman, who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents from the time he was an infant, versus Supergirl, raised on a rock, a chip off of Krypton, and who watched everyone around her die and be killed in terrible ways for the first 14 years of her life, and then come to Earth. She is much more hardcore and not the Supergirl we're used to. I am very curious to see what they make of this, because I don't think we've ever had on TV or in a major movie gritty Superman slash Supergirl. I don't remember one. Maybe one exists and I just never watched that project. I mean, I guess Superman in the like Justice League stuff was a little bit, but not to the extent of what this sounds like. And I think there's one more project here. Yep, we have one more. Swamp Thing, something I don't think anyone was expecting to see either on the slate, but here we are. A horror film that promises to close out the first part of the first chapter. Okay, sure. I don't have much to add to that one because I don't really understand what you're trying to tell us in that statement. But that is that article from Hollywood Reporter. That's a lot to take in, guys. A lot. A shit ton of stuff to take in the first drop. So, yeah, let's see what you guys have been saying while I was reading all of that. Okay, I gotta find where it starts. Arrowverse sending Earth's Prime is gonna get destroyed by antimatter. I doubt that. No. I can't believe WB is allowing 2 different Batman franchises at the same time. I'm glad they're doing it, but never thought it would happen. You didn't think it would happen. Wasn't there last year or 2 years ago, wasn't there 4 or 5 Batmans at the same time in different areas? There was the one on Batwoman. There was Pattinson's Batman. There was Affleck's Batman. I feel like there was at least one, maybe 2 more. There was like 5 at once. I remember everyone joking about it. So I don't know why you're surprised by this. Delay for YouTube is because everyone are doing videos about DC Slate. That might be true. Maybe we broke the internet. Oops. Superman and Lois is safe for... Yeah, we'll get to that in a couple minutes, Abby. What if Tom directs 9/13? He won't. Start with Superman and Lois. Too late. We already started. Also, James Gunn and Peter Safran had no comment on Gotham Knights continuing past season 1. Basically, that means it's already just canceled. We'll get to all of that after. Is anyone really excited for DCU? You do, you, man, woman. Huh? If anyone is really excited for this DCU, you do you, man, woman. But I don't think it's good at all. Okay, I mean, I don't know how you can judge that, considering you won't see any of it for 3 years. I don't know how you know that. I mean, if you're from the future, cool. But I don't know how you can make that assumption based off of a press release. Marco Guggenheim declared about you during the press for his what? What? About the press of his final event before. I don't understand that. Sounds really interesting. I thought so too, Eddie. I thought so too. Not all of it. A couple of them I'm kind of on the fence about, but some of it sounds interesting. Chris Pratt is playing Booster Gold? Oh, that's just lame. Come on, man. To be fair, I think Chris Pratt's personality can carry a Booster Gold character. I do actually think he is a decent casting for it. I'm just kind of Chris Pratted out. It's a long time to wait for a movie. It is. Yeah. To be fair, it was like that long for the Avatar movie too. So, some movies just take a while. Hey, D. Marie, welcome. DC is really stepping up their game. LOL. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they are. Hopefully they are. I wonder if we'll get an appearance from Grant Gustin in the Flash film. Who knows? At this point, I would say it's a 30% chance it might be a thing. I think James Gunn is doing chapters like Marvel does phases. Yeah, I do too. I think that is his long-term plan, to block these out into 2 to 3 year frames and drop them that way. Doesn't mean there couldn't be another project or two come down the pipeline in the next 6 months that he adds on to it. But I think this is probably everything you're seeing for the next 3-year period, and the next block of announcements probably won't be for another year to a year and a half to 2 years. And those will be to line up at the end of the first 3-year period. So I'm filming when you get the chance. Hopefully. But you know what? Let's get into that now, because we have caught up to the first part of the article. So let's get on to the other article I have saved. Let me change screens. Pull up that. Ignore the ad that's at the top. Close that stupid, annoying thing. I have not read this article yet, by the way, guys. So you get to see me read it live with you. I got it literally as I was preparing the thumbnail for this video, so I haven't even watched it yet myself. So here we go. Superman and Lois has 1 or 2 more seasons left, new DC studio head says. They have locked in that there's 2 years max left on the show. Basically, that's what he's saying. We will see why in a moment, because I haven't read this yet, remember, guys. I need to... All right. Superman and Lois is expected to continue for 1 or 2 more seasons, according to DC studio head James Gunn and Peter Safran. The future of the CW series was revealed by the pair at the press conference on the Warner Brothers lot on January 30th, at which they laid out. So they did these interviews yesterday, and the media have all been sitting on it until today for the 9 o'clock drop. Laid out their initial development slate. When asked about Superman and Lois, Gunn said, "It's a show everybody likes, so it's going to keep going for a bit." Interesting. I'm glad to see that they see that people enjoy it and are like, you know what, we're going to run with this for at least a little while. We'll see how it goes. Gunn and Safran were also asked about the fate of the upcoming series Gotham Knights, though neither had any comment. That show will debut its first season on March 14th. Oh, that is not good if you're a Gotham Knights fan. I don't think there are any, but if there are, not good news for you. Nope, no one said skip. Sorry. Fuck off, ad. If your ad is going to autoplay, I'm gonna fuck you over. Superman and Lois will debut its 3rd season March 14th as well. Yeah, that's all shit we already know. Okay. Supergirl, Superman and Lois, and Gotham Knights are the last remaining DC shows on the CW, alongside the Flash, which is ending with its upcoming 9th season. In a perfect storm of circumstances, Gunn and Safran are looking for a large reboot of DC film and television brand, while the CW is largely moving out of the original scripted programming since Nexstar acquired the majority stake in the broadcast network. All stuff we already kind of knew. Looming end of DC's presence on the CW also marks a major shift to the producer Greg Berlanti, which spearheaded the creation of the CW suite of superhero shows for the past decade, beginning with Arrow in 2012. Berlanti has also been behind a number of DC shows at HBO Max, and Gunn and Safran stated during the press conference Berlanti's Green Lantern show is no longer moving forward any form at the streamer. Meanwhile, Titans and Doom Patrol are ending after the 4th season, which Berlanti executive produced both shows. The only other announced DC show Berlanti has on its slate present is Dead Boy Detectives, filming in Vancouver, at HBO Max, which is currently in production. All right. All right. So, Superman and Lois, 1 or 2 more years. I'm assuming after this, I assume he's not talking that season 3 is one of those 1 or 2 more years. I'm assuming, but no one really knows. The way he worded that, he could be saying that this could be one of those 1 or 2 years, which means if there was 1 year, then in theory, this could be canceled at the end of this year. I do not believe that's the case based on the wording, but I'm playing devil's advocate and just saying statistically that's not impossible because he doesn't clarify which year 1 or 2 starts at. Yeah, let me just throw that out into the universe for you guys to be a little upset with me about. All right. Thank you, Destroyer. Welcome. So yeah. A couple of you asked about Superman and Lois earlier. Let me look back at those and see if I can find them. Superman and Lois is safe for 1 or 2 more seasons, according to James Gunn. That is what we just read. Yeah, Abby. Is that it? Was there only one comment? I thought there was 2. Oh, there's the other one. Kita, yeah. Kata. With Superman and Lois getting maybe 2 more seasons, are you going to get some shots of them filming when you get the chance? Of course. But those chances are slim unless they start moving to Metropolis. I know I've explained this 100 times before, but most of their filming doesn't happen in Vancouver. They film in Richmond, Delta, and Langley, or Richmond, Delta, and Cloverdale predominantly. And every one of those, well, Delta and Cloverdale are like an hour bus and train ride for me. And Richmond's still like half an hour, and that's their studio, so it's not like I'd see much there anyways. So it's always a little hard for me. Superman was a good show. I only had a problem with the way the story was in season 2. Well, I mean, I don't mean to play devil's advocate again, but technically what you're saying is you have a problem with half of the series then, because there's only been 2 seasons. I can't wait for season 9 next week. Who's excited for season 9 next week? Is it next week? I thought it was 2 weeks from now. No, I think it's 2 weeks, isn't it? Oh, it is a week. You're right. I stand corrected. All right. I have to start paying attention to that. Apparently, I didn't even notice. Still think Canadagrass that Superman and Lois is going to be canceled because Andy just said that we will learn about the future of Superman and Lois maybe sooner because even he is not believing Gunn on this. Oh, okay. Andy might know more than me on that one because he talks to a lot of people more than I do who would have that type of insight. I talk to people that are like on the ground, and they sometimes might just hear rumors. He's talking to people who have connections to the publicity side of it and the development side of it, so he might know something that I don't know. I don't know one way or the other, so I can't answer that one way or the other. How am I caught up to the chat? How is there only weird? Okay. Guys, if no one else really has anything to add to this, I guess I can wrap this up because it looks like everybody else is doing one right now. That's probably why there's only like 9 people here. So maybe I can just wrap this up and you guys can go watch one of the others because I didn't realize everybody would be on at the same time. Yeah. So I think that's what I might do. I'm going to wrap this up and go check out someone else's stream because it looks like everybody else is doing it right now and very few of you are here. So I've talked over all the big points already today. For anyone that got here late, you can watch this video on playback. It's only going to be like 35 minutes apparently. So, what? Hey, so who is this? Hey. I was just told that you were apparently streaming somewhere else talking about all of this. So I wasn't expecting you in here. Oh, Andy and Chainsaw just finished their stream. Oh, maybe this explains why there's an Andrew in my chat. Andrew, how are you? If you're not bored of talking about this, let me know. We can drag you in here because I have run the gamut of topics already, and no one's really given me anything to add on to discuss it. So I don't know how much you've talked about it already. I was just about to wrap up here. If not, unless anyone else has something to add, which I've already said to you guys 3 times. But although he was taken aback by the whole scrapping of Berlanti's Green Lantern show, so I don't know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I follow what you're saying. Yeah, the Berlanti one I think was one of the bigger details in there that I don't think anyone really was expecting, right? I wasn't. If you had told me Green Lantern's on the docket of things coming up, I would have believed you. I would have been like, yeah, of course it's on there. And I would have assumed, like most people, it would have been the Berlanti version. All right. Looks like Andy is not, in fact, here. So I am going to wrap this up, guys. Lots of people are talking about it today. You can let me look and see who's on right now. Eric is still on. Real Rejects is clearly talking about this too. Okay, that's the only 2 in my timeline right now. So I don't know where everyone else might be, but there's probably a plethora of people talking about it today. So I will let you guys go find somebody else to listen to who probably even has some insight on the character plans of some of these things. Wait, so if they do one more Batman with Robert Pattinson, does that mean that they won't continue with his franchise? Yes, that's what it means. I don't know how hard that is to understand. They are already in the process of starting the next Batman, so yeah, they're planning only one more. I believe that that's probably only because it's going to take them a couple of years to get all the details in place for the next one after that. So they need that filler piece in between now and the next one. So this one will come out in 2025. The next Batman probably is until 2026 or maybe even 2027. Doubtful they'll wait that long, but it'll be kind of like that. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. Everybody else is abandoned already. We're down to 5 viewers, so I'm going to get out of here. But thanks for coming by, everybody. I wasn't expecting this much detail. I expected us to get 2 or 3 ooh wow projects and maybe 2 or 3 okay, that's cool projects. Instead, they gave us 11 things. Some of them I know nothing about. Some of them sound cool in concept, and I'll have to wait and see how they show up on screen. But that is it, and I will talk to you in the future. I might, by the way, guys, I might do another one of these tonight because nighttime crowd, daytime crowd, different times, different people. This is much earlier in the day than I usually do them, so a lot of the people I would usually have hanging around probably aren't on right now. So I might do one again later this evening if there's something that comes out between now and then. We can talk about it then. If not, it'll just be more to talk about this or just to clarify. Maybe you guys will thought of something in the next several hours and be like, oh, I forgot to say that earlier, and you'll still be awake and come back. But we'll see. All right. Thanks, everyone. I will see you later. I'm going to go catch someone else's stream, and then I will maybe be back later. We'll see. Bye.